It's a heavyweight collision between Alistair Overeem and Alexander Gustafsson. All right, so here he is, the former two-time UFC light heavyweight title challenger, Alexander Gustafsson. There was some retirement talk a few years ago, but he seems to have his head screwed on right now. Came back with that huge knockout of Glover Teixeira not all that long ago that many argue was the best performance of his UFC career.
Yes, and I'm glad that Alexander Gustafsson is still here.
Yeah.
Because why would you leave when you still are so valuable to everything that happens in the UFC light heavyweight division? A very, very skilled striker, underrated wrestling, has scored takedowns on some of the best wrestlers the UFC light heavyweight division's ever seen. Tall, big, great cardio, a fantastic fighter is Alexander Gustafsson.
And he's gonna hang around at least long enough to realize a third crack at that elusive UFC light heavyweight title. All right, so here's the former UFC world title challenger, perennial heavyweight contender type, the Reem, Alistair Overeem. His crowning achievement, really, that K1 World Grand Prix Championship in kickboxing, still in search of that elusive UFC title.
No one expected him to win that kickboxing world championship, but he went out there and he beat some of the biggest names in kickboxing history. But once he was back in MMA, he has been a true and absolute savage. From becoming the Dream World Champion, becoming the Strikeforce Heavyweight Champion, he's done about everything you can do in the sport of mixed martial arts.
Of course, he made his UFC debut famously against Brock Lesnar. A lot of the recent wins for the Reem have come by knockout or TKO. He'll be chasing another highlight here tonight. And now our tale of the tape for this heavyweight fight. Overeem is 7 years his senior. He weighed in at 260 pounds. He will have a 1-inch reach advantage. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 18 wins, 8 losses. He stands 6 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 240 pounds. Fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. A mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 47 wins, 19 losses, and 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 260 pounds. Fighting out of Amsterdam, the Netherlands, Alistair the Reem Ubereem. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Dan Mergliotta.
Dan Mergliotta.
You ready? You ready?
All right, so here we go, round 1. I can barely hear myself think in this arena right now. 2 of the most dominant, well-rounded fighters in this division.
I mean, these guys are the best of all of mixed martial arts. They can do everything when they're locked inside of the octagon. I'm so excited to watch the highest level of MMA on display tonight.
Well, perhaps a sign of things to come as he lands a kick there. And now he's hooked.
That's one of those shots that if you take one of them, if you're in the night, that will land it right on the spot. You gotta check these low leg kicks.
All right, he engages in a single collar tie here. Blocks the shot. Well, he misses with the left punch there. Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense? Stuffs the takedown, no problem.
Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this one?
Oh, bleeding from his cheek now. Damage done. Oh, he's got that right hand going tonight, DC. Connected with it there.
He's thrown so many left jabs to throw that right punch straight down the pipe. It's unreal.
All right, he closes the distance, gets the single collar tie.
at the whip action that comes from him throwing that kick.
All right, he engages in the single. Oh! Huge right hand! Well, he's up, but he is hurting for certain. The finish could come at any time. Ubereem pouring it on! So just over 20 total strikes have now found the target for Alistair Ubereem. Ubereem gets caught with that punch. He's treading water now. Gotta find a way to move those feet. Takedown defense holds up. And there comes the separation now. All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie.
Look at him working at trying to shut the liver down.
Again, they will clinch. Oh, single collar tie here.
It almost looked like he went limp there for a second. He's in trouble. He's hurt bad.
Oh, he might be out. Final seconds of round one.
And this dude's cashing chips.
So a strong 5 minutes down. All right, so the round is over, but not before damage was done. Cut on the cheek, sustained in that round. Cut man in there quickly as usual to try to seal it up. All right, let's get you a replay from that previous round. It was the big knockdown courtesy of that kick that nearly closed the show for good.
It almost closed the show, but nothing's more discouraging than when you get somebody hurt that bad and you don't shut the door. He has to go back to work now knowing that he's got about as tough a guy as he's ever had in front of him in the octagon tonight.
All right, here we go with round two. Okay, ready? Alistair Ubereem versus that man, Alexander Gustafsson. Gustafsson gets tagged with a kick now. Let's see if he can rally. Oh, collar tie. Look at his head still attached to his body.
The last time I saw an uppercut like that, it was Ubereem versus Ngannou, and you know they still haven't found Alistair Ubereem's head.
Single collar tie now. All right, so he's landed some good shots. You hate to be overly critical, but nothing really in terms of combinations tonight.
Well, the jab has been looking great. How about jab, jab, right hand?
Right.
Because eventually you're going to have to put something on your opponent that's going to really make
Oh, big knee!
He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad. Punch over the top. Real sneaky body kick.
Oh, straight right. Stuffs that takedown attempt without issue. Nice job landing the double jab there, DC.
I mean, you are definitely pressing that one. You love that one, don't you? You love that jab.
So 52 total strikes have now landed for Alistair Ubereem. And striking with 48% accuracy tonight thus far against Alexander Gustafsson. And both guys really throwing with authority. All right, fighting out of the clinch here, and not for long. Nice trip to get the takedown.
Yeah, sometimes, John, you have a guy that is just so versatile. And they can do these. He jumps on a headlock. We call this in wrestling just a headlock. And if you're not careful, you can get stuck in an arm triangle. Watch triangle, watch triangle. He needs to push the arm to the side. Get his head against the mat. Now watch as he goes to the finish. Watch his. Oh, now he's in trouble.
Ooh, right into side control, DC.
This is where you want to be now because you get to make your opponent decide. They try to turn back into you, you can attack guillotine. If they turn away to try to get to your knees, you throw your hooks in and you got all your rear choke submission.
1 minute to go in round two. Ubereem's face is a hot mess, man. That cut on his cheek is getting worse by the minute and worse with every strike landed by his opponent. Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now. ...20 seconds to go round two. right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. And that's the end of round number 2. All right, so there's the end of the round as we show you some of the highlights, DC, and there was a big knockdown there. Thought he might get the finish. We'll see if he gets it in the next round.
Well, if he lands that shot again, it will be over. It will be a finish. You don't recover from 2 of those types of strikes. He found the right moment, he found the opening, and landed that big strike.
Everybody sit down, take a deep breath. Listen, we're down on the scorecards right now. He's winning the stand-up battle.
Third and final round here. How about that shin? Starting to do some really significant damage to the body here. Another strike lands there. All right, single collar tie now. And Gustafsson's lower jaw does not look good. I don't think it's broken, but starting to show some obvious signs of swelling. 69 total strikes have now landed for Alexander Gustafsson. And in terms of the accuracy, they're landing at a 53% clip tonight against the Reem.
That's a big strike right there.
That's a stand PC. He's rocked.
That was a beautiful hook. It landed perfectly, and it hurt his opponent very bad.
Big knee to the body.
Oh, nice.
And this might just be a matter of time.
Oh, he might have got him with a choke.
And that will do it. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
I mean, you know, this guy has such a great submission game that you cannot lay in his guard. He's so skilled, he's so tricky, and he's so good at weaving a web that gets you lost in it that he made him pay for it tonight and got the submission victory.
So there he is, your winner by submission tonight, and that is how you put the rest of the division on notice. A huge result for him here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Liliada's called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 8 seconds of the 3rd round. Declaring the winner by submission due to a guillotine choke, Alistair the Reem Ubereem.
Well, the celebration is on in his corner, and hard to blame these guys, sort of waiting to exhale, get a huge win tonight, and not just the win, but they get it by submission.
They knew what they had in front of them. They knew how tough a competitor his opponent was, but they also knew that if they could get this fight to the ground, they could find a submission. They found a submission. He got his hand raised in the way that he loves the most.